Howdy folks, as you can see there's something wrong with this picture. Drove a piece of wood right through the sidewall of this thing while getting some firewood. And I still want to get another load here tonight, so I'm in a bit of a bind. I've got another tire that will fit this rim. So I'm just going to show you my emergency method of using a log splitter to break the bead. And we'll fit the new tire. If at all possible, it's best if you can upright it into vertical splitting mode, and you'll see when we're breaking the bead why that is. So just so you get an idea of what's going on here, it wasn't a branch actually, it was a railway spike. So it must have been lying in the woods, and I of course had the luck to drive over it. Again, total hillbilly method. I wouldn't do this on good wheels or anything. This is off a cheap, crappy utility trailer, right? But this same method can be used for, you know, lawn tractor wheels, anything that you really don't care that much about. Changing tires, like vehicle tires, for most people, it's really not that much more difficult. If you can change a bike tire, you can change one of these. The hardest part is breaking the bead, and then getting the bead to set the bead after you've put the new tire or used tire on, in this case, back on. So you do need an air compressor for that, because you've got to ram a lot of air in there real quick to seal the bead, and then they pop into the rim. Just to show you what I'm going to do here, so I just put the wheel underneath the log splitter, and then I'm going to put a piece of wood, you know, something like this, as we drive the splitter all down and work your way around. If it's really stuck, you can put some silicone spray or even WD-40. I know WD-40 is no good for rubber, but this is a tossed, you know, we're throwing this tire out afterwards, so in that case, really doesn't matter if you wreck it with WD-40. So yeah, let's start this bad boy up. So that's the hardest part, breaking the bead. Now we'll just get some tire irons. Now you probably noticed when I was driving that hunk of wood on here, you know, you're really stressing the sidewall out. So yeah, you know, if it's a garbage tire that you're not going to use again, or one that, you know, you don't really care about, just an emergency, who cares if you wreck the sidewall, or you compromise the sidewall strength. Anyways, these are tire irons you can get anywhere. Walk them around the wheel. 3 seem to work good. Now, as you can see, there's not really too much to it. And usually you don't even have to use them for the back side. But you might have to. Done. I'll just get a rag, we'll wipe that WD-40 up. So for the astute observer out there, this isn't actually the same size tire. It's a little bit lower profile, but again, it's kind of an emergency fix. I want to get back out to get the firewood I bucked up on the weekend. So this will do her. Here's where I'll use silicone. Just spray the bead. Wipe the tire off so it's clean of the WD, or sorry, I wiped the wheel off or rim so it's clear of the WD-40. Now if you had directional tires, this is where you'd want to observe what direction they are, what's the inside and the outside of the rim, and which way you put it on the vehicle, or in this case the trailer, so we know it's turning in the right direction. But this is not a directional tire. Our WD or silicone spray over here as well. So this will just allow this to slide on, hopefully a lot easier. Again, putting the first side on is generally easy, or easier. You can use your tire irons if you wish. There we go. And this is the only place. This is probably the trickiest part, is getting these on. This log splitter out of the way. We'll just fast forward through this. This can sometimes take time. Try to get the bead of the tire down into the center, the rim, so there's room to work. It works if you can kneel on it or even stand on it, because you need it to be down in the middle of the rim so you've got the room to work with it. We're almost got her. There we go. So now we'll get the air compressor hose over here. We'll get our valve cap off. Got our air hose. Now whatever you do, this is where you should definitely have safety glasses on, or even a face shield. Never stand in front or behind when this is filling up, because when these pop, there's a lot of force that goes on the side. With split rims, people have been known to get killed if a rim blows up as the tire bead is seating. Now we're dealing with a small tire here, so shouldn't be an issue, but it's kind of scary when they pop if you've never experienced it before. And again, that's what silicone will help with. It allows it to pop. There we go. So you just want to make sure it's popped on both sides. Yeah, so now you just set your tire pressure as recommended on the tire for the weight load, and you're back in business. So again, just a total hack job of changing a tire, but it can be done pretty easily with what most of us acreage owners have around the yard. So I hope that helped anyone out who's thinking of changing their own tire. You'll see videos on YouTube how to break beads. People are driving up on the tire with vehicles and a board. This is just so much, using the log splitter is so much more controllable. And yeah, if you're doing a lot of these, you could weld a little base onto this so the rim didn't get marked up. You could make a nice little round foot that goes, on a professional bead breaker. They've got that little foot that goes in here. And then you're spreading the weight out over the sidewall, and you're not going to, compress it with a piece of wood. But I've done this in a bind. It works. Done it on my quad tires, lawn tractor. When you're out in the middle of nowhere, sometimes you have to do weird stuff. Cheers.